Hello. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Behind the Screen with your DM extraordinaire, Neil Koibu Erickson. While we try and get our cameras to work because our cameras hate us. They hate us so much. Look at how they don't work. But that's fine. That's fine. Oh, yay, there we go. Yay. So, how are you guys doing? This is Behind the Screen. If you haven't seen it before, this is a show that we do where we plan out a D&D campaign. The D&D campaign isn't one of the ones that we broadcast. It's not misclicks, and it's not roleplay, and it's not roleplay epic, it's not one shots. This is a campaign I play with my friends every other Monday night. So before we play it, I plan with you guys for an hour or 2 hours or whatever what we're going to do tonight and how we're going to affect the players in game. Yes, yes. So let's hop into the storyline so far. The storyline so far. Well, there were these wyverns, right? The party was hanging out over here in Fort Redbeard, but there were these nasty, nasty wyverns. I'm going to give it to you. I'm giving you the explanation of what happened so far from the player's point of view. So they're hanging out in Fort Redbeard, and General Redbeard, who one of the players is engaged to his daughter, actually now married to his daughter, General Redbeard heads up here because there have been these wyverns that have been attacking these towns. And he takes his troops, and they go up as well. And they're defending these towns from these wyvern attacks, and he sends out some knights to go kill the wyverns. But it's like this nasty area of like having to do this rock climbing to get to the wyvern nest to fight them off because the wyverns have been like they haven't been assaulting the towns. You know, they've been keeping the towns safe, or they've been safe. The towns have been safe since General Redbeard showed up, but they haven't eliminated the wyvern threat. So General Redbeard sends a letter to his new son-in-law saying, "Hey, son-in-law, you got to get up here and kill these wyverns for me." So son-in-law and the rest of his party comes up here, kills these wyverns. While they're looting through the wyverns, they come across this letter. Not this letter. The saddle that used to be on one of them. It's got this patch or this sigil on it, which is the sigil of Sir Hodrick. Yep. So Sir Hodrick, who is the guy running Vantis, this military fort with a waterfall behind it, this is what Sir Hodrick has been tamed by an intelligent and evil magic orb. He recovered it in an expedition to the north and has since hidden it away behind the frost falls, where it corrupts his mind. Hodrick uses wyverns as mounts for his messengers and couriers. 3 of them escaped and fled to the south to make their own home. In the wyvern lair, there's a saddle with the markings and trappings of Sir Hodrick and Vantis. So, the party knows that there's something up with Sir Hodrick and Vantis, but they don't really know what. They're just like wyverns shit, okay? So, what we have to do now is figure out what exactly this evil orb is, what exactly it wants Sir Hodrick to do, what Sir Hodrick has been doing, and all that stuff. Because the players marched. They took a long time to come up here. Then they ended up just like hiking for weeks through the wilderness until they got up here. So they're between any of these cities I want right now, because I didn't say which ones they were between, and they were kind of wandering through the wilderness until they got to the river. So they're somewhere over here. It's the lost ovary of Veracity? I don't think so. Yes, they did cure Redbeard's daughter, and then he married her, because that's how they do things. So, the party is near one of these towns. But let's talk about Sir Hodrick and this evil orb. He recovered it in an expedition to the north. Well, we don't know what the north is like, so don't worry about it. And the orb is corrupting his mind and having him do evil things. So, what are the evil things that Sir Hodrick has been doing? Well, Sir Hodrick owns Vantis Keep, or Vantis as whatever. It's a keep. We really should name that Vantis Keep. In fact, we might. Well, I closed already. We should rename it that. Um, hmm. I guess it's just kind of corrupting him and making him be an evil person. What sort of evil things has he done? He's just become very brutal in his rule. You know, didn't pay your taxes, head comes off. Disobeyed an order, stabbed through the gut. You know, that sort of thing. It started off slow, and it hasn't gotten to like critical mass of evil yet. It's still in that, just slowly becoming a cold, hard, brutal man. His troops are a little bit worried about him, but they follow him because he's a great and charismatic leader. Hmm. So, what are we doing? How are we getting the players? What do I want? What do we want the actual confrontation to be? Do we want them to show up and have to kill this guy? If so, then he should be. That should be really, really hard because he owns the keep. He runs the army. He's a big guy. He's a big name. He would be like a 10 or 12th level fighter, you know? Sort of thing that you can't just walk up and kill. Not to mention the repercussions. Like, you'd have to get through his troops, but if somehow you managed to catch him alone unawares and killed him, then you'd have all these people hate. So, what should their end goal be? Not necessarily that they need an end goal, but we should plan around these things because what are we going for here? What's our plan? What is our plan? How about this guy, this Sir Hodrick? Is that his name? Sir Hodrick. Sir Hodrick, you are... If they can destroy the orb, it would free his mind. It should be great. The question is, how do they find out about the orb? It should be something difficult to figure out. I don't want this to be like a... Oh, it's Sir Hodrick. Let's go to Sir Hodrick. Oh, someone told them they found an evil orb. Okay, well, let's just go break the evil orb. You know, it shouldn't be like that. The evil orb should be a reveal a couple weeks down the line. Um, I will, of course, let the players decide the path, but hmm, how do they? So here's the question: how do they find out? What are the possible ways that they could find out about the orb? So who knows about the orb? That's a good question to ask. Who knows about this orb? Well, Sir Hodrick knows about the orb. Whoever was standing right next to him when he found the orb knows about it, but as soon as he picked it up, it started corrupting his mind, and he like the very first thing it did was, you know, protect me, save me, sort of thing. So at first, like, wow, this orb, it seems powerful, magical. We keep it a secret from everyone else. You know, who knows what it contains? Let's, like, you know, cover this away. So Sir Hodrick and let's say his personal guard, 5 guys know. Okay, let's do this shit. One of these personal guard saw the changes in Hodrick and was about to peace out and be like, yo, I can't take this anymore. I think that orb is corrupting your mind. Like, confronted him about it personally, just one-on-one, and tried to make him see light. So Sir Hodrick killed him and disposed of him. So the orb, when, you know, the orb's constantly screwing with his mind. So when he hears the orb is corrupting you, you need to get rid of it, Hodrick thinks, oh, he's just trying to get the orb for himself. He wants the power, so he's trying to steal it from me. Boom. That's the logic that he feels. All right, we need to give this guy a name because he is a close friend. Because your normal guard wouldn't just like say, "Hey, you're, you know, hey buddy, you're." The normal guard wouldn't say, "My lord, I feel you've been changed. Blah 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 blah. This orb is corrupting you." You'd have to know him personally to have that level of relationship where you could walk up and actually say that to him. So it's got to be some sort of close friend. So we need a name for the friend. We're not doing Pete the Paladin. Not doing Pete the Paladin. Tonight is Mafia with viewers. I will not be able to attend, unfortunately, because I have D&D. We could name him... no, I don't want it to be his brother. Well, it might be his brother. His brother is one of his personal guard? That seems weird. Must be friend. Roleplay is on like 35 or 36. We can expand the relationship later. Right now, I just need a name. Malaki? We're going to call him Thorin. One of these men. All right, so Thorin dies. People take note of this. People will... Hodrick plays it off as Thorin tried to steal the orb. Well, he actually thinks that Thorin tried to steal the orb. All right, so that's what's going on. So now only Hodrick and 4 others now know about the orb. So it's something that no one else really knows about. This is good. This is good. Well, so the people who come to see, oh my god, I hear fighting in Hodrick's personal chamber, is his close guard, and they see Thorin dead at Hodrick's feet with a sword in his hand. They say, Thorin tried to blah blah blah, and then, well, we can't tell people about this. We'll just say that, So they basically cover up his death. They throw out his body into the river, and then someone finds it and like, oh my god, Hodrick's been murdered, or Thorin's been murdered. He tells his guard, So the deal is that Thorn is actually a fairly powerful dude. You know, he's not like a third level fighter who anyone could just kill. So there's a slight mystery around his death because, well, to kill him would be difficult. He's also a fairly prominent person, so you'd have to get him when he's alone, which is more difficult to do, etc., etc., etc. So there's like a big mystery of who the hell killed Thorin. And Hodrick doesn't really push the investigation. You know, he's like, "Oh, someone killed him," and then they end up hanging. Um, some sewer rat. No, not gutter rat, not sewer rat. Yeah, it will be a sewer rat. That's not how you spell skepticism. Is it? The words that I choose to care about how they're spelled are strange. Thorns from Lord of the Rings? Who the hell in Lord of the Rings is Thorin? He's from... He's from The Hobbit, not from Lord of the Rings. Well, one of the main characters from The Hobbit. Well, too bad. I came up with the name on my own. I like the name. It has absolutely nothing to do with The Hobbit. Just happens to be a coincidence. So, too bad. Never read The Hobbit. Haven't seen the movie yet. Total coincidence. Yes, same world. I understand. All right, let's move on. Yeah, when I do it, it's legit. Oh god, now people are giving me shit for not having read The Hobbit or seen the movie. You guys. All right. So, there's a lot of skepticism about who did the deed. So now the orb is secret and safe. Sir Hodrick and 4 of his personal guard know about it. And he's okay with them. He's starting to get a little suspicious of them. No. These 4 are absolutely loyal to him. They would do anything he wants. They have their own, you know, they're well taken care of. He doesn't ever suspect them of jealousy because they are loyal to him, not to the crown. They are like his personal guard. You know, if he told them to kill the king, they would kill the king. That's the loyalty that they have with this guy. So he's not worried about his 4 guard. Okay, so he's not worried about it. Let's look at the map again. Vantis is over here. Miklograd is over here. And Castle Valenskar is up here. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. This is not the same orb. This is an intelligent one. Um, hmm. What do we want to do with this guy? What do we want to do with him? So, all right, the party's over here doing their thing. What is he doing right now? What is Sir Hodrick doing? All right, let's say Sir Hodrick is away right now. He is currently away at Castle Valenskar. Um, Meeting whoever's in charge there to discuss something, something, something. When the players get near Ventus, Sir Hodrick is out at Castle. Oh God, how do you spell that? Valenskar for a meeting of Miklograd. Guard. Miklograd. He will come back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. All right, so he's out and away. So this is what I want. I want the players to eventually find the way to Vantis. They have, cloth that shows how to get, that they know there's something going down in Vantis. So they get to Vantis, and he's away. And they're going to be like, well, fuck, we'll just wait for him. And then I think I want some interesting stuff to happen while they wait for him that will kind of like reveal more about the people here. Reveal kind of like, oh, we recently did this thing up here, we did this thing over there. And then as they start to talk to people, it's like, yeah, he started to act a little bit different when he came back. No one knows what happened while he was away. Blah, blah, blah. And I think that should be kind of like where the party starts to get a little bit, like, well, wait a minute, maybe there's something going on over here, you know? So we'll just do this for now, okay? We'll deal with this for now. What we need to do is figure out where the players are currently, and they should probably be somewhere between Nymark and Trindam's Pass. Well, no. It has to be Evercane to Nymark because Trindam's Pass, they like came across a city on the other side of the river. Trindam's Pass actually has a bridge. So I guess they could be at Jorkarob. Yeah, I think because they came up here and they just kind of like wandered. They should be here. We'll say they're at Nymark. All right, players are at Nymark. We need some adventures for them before they get to Vantis. We don't want them to just walk to Vantis right away. We need something to happen with them, some sort of something going on. It can't just be easy peasy. Um, hmm. You know what? Let's just open a monstrous manual and let's see if there's anything fun in here. You know what? Let's open an unusual monstrous manual. Let's not do one of the normal ones. Let's do one of these crazy ones. Yeah, one of these ones. Woo. All right. What about a... Those are just better goblins. What about a Formian? What the hell's a Formian? I mean, they sound like the buggers, yeah. Also called centaur ants. Aren't Formians the technical name for the creatures in Ender's Game? The buggers? No. Formic. They're the Formics, not the Formians. There we go. That's the difference. Either way, they're centaur ants. They're basically the same thing. There's no picture of them, though. Formics, also called centaur ants, are native to Arcadia. As their name indicates, they appear to be upright, walking ants, but their sentience is that of warm-blooded creatures as opposed to insects. Blah, 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 blah. Unlike true ants, Formians do not have a hive mind. Although they can receive messages from the Hive Queen and even be commanded and directly controlled by her, they are capable of acting independently if need be. However, Formians of a lower level automatically respond to the direct commands of a superior. Thus, a worker responds to a warrior, a mirror mark, and the queen, while a mirror mark can be commanded only by the queen. A Formian queen is protected at all times by 20 mirror marks who will gladly sacrifice themselves for her since she cannot move on her own. Her intelligence is at the super genius level. She can control her entire hive at any time if she needs to. However, most queens allow their subjects to measure a free will. Formians are born into their station, and that station never changes. There's never been a revolution in the annals of Formian history. It seems the Formians have no conception of aspiring to higher stations. They simply are the way they are. Hmm. Hmm. I could have them fight some giant ants that are, well, no. These things are huge. Like a worker's 4 feet tall, the warrior's 5 feet tall. An infestation of giant ants. Well, maybe that's why those things are ruins. Maybe. Here we go, guys. Hey, this might work. Hold on, check this out. So, you see how we've got Vantis here, Icebridge, and these two ruins followed by Windrift? Let's pretend that these two towns had, I don't know, not been necessarily paying their taxes, or they'd been dicking around, or somehow were slightly in rebellion. All of a sudden, these giant ants start coming out of the mountains, and Sir Hodrick is like, well, they didn't pay their taxes, let them suffer. And people, beg him, no, 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 you must come save them. And he's like, no, this is what happens to people who fail to, serve the crown in some regard. So he basically lets them get overrun and then comes through and cleans up a little bit, saves Windrift because Windrift has got their shit together. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe they're on their way to Windrift and the party encounters a band of Formics after having destroyed these two towns. Well, that'd be a lot of Formics. I'm in the middle of a show, dude. Sorry about that. Um, hmm. I don't think, no, I think the destruction of 2 cities is too severe. Maybe if it was just one. Maybe if it was just one. What level is my D&D party at? That's a good question. Also, we should check to make sure they don't need more experience, or they haven't earned more experience. Let's see, where are they? They're level 5? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're level 5. Some of them are just hitting level 6 right now. So I don't think we can do Formix destroying those towns. Why are those towns ruins, though? Maybe the Formix showed up and those towns were abandoned. Yeah, so Sir Hodrick said, fuck it, I'm not helping you guys. You didn't pay your taxes, blah, blah, blah. Or whatever, you know. Some not good enough reason. And they bail. They abandon the towns. They're not ruined forever, but they are abandoned. And as the party comes through to Windrift, they hear about this. They hear about the giant Formic ants. And they hopefully opt to go kill them? That could be a multi-day adventure of its own. They could have some trouble finding where the Formics are, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Maybe not. Let's keep looking. Maybe the Formic idea is bad. Let's keep. I'm sorry, Formian. No fairies. No rock seer elves. No elemental. No dwarves. Dryads. Dream spawn. Ooh, dream spawn. Hello. What the hell is that? Dream spawn. Greater Anui. From Ravenloft. These guys look pretty badass. Let's skip them for now. An Amber Dragon. A Cerulean Dragon. I don't know. I'm not fond of using all these ridiculous other types of dragons. What monster could we choose to be something that they have to deal with on their way? What do you guys got in chat? Man-stealing harpies? Yeah, let's take a look at harpies. Song of a Harpy has the ability to charm all humans and demi-humans who hear. Elves are resistant to the charm. Those who fail their saving throw versus spell will proceed towards the harpy with all possible speed, only to stand in trance while the harpy slays them at its leisure. This charm will last as long as the harpy continues to sing. Harpies can sing even while engaged in melee. It is impossible to fend off a harpy song simply by clasping hands over the ears because the charm takes the effect the moment the first note is heard. Characters making prior preparations to block out the sound, wax and ears, etc. are immune to the effects of the song. In addition, characters who make their saving throw are thereafter immune to its effects, until such time as they encounter a different group of harpies. If forced to fight, harpies can do so quite effectively by delivering a vicious bite and raking simultaneously with their talons. About 50% of all harpies encountered will use weapons, usually a bone club, d8 damage, which they wield surprisingly well. The touch of a harpy upon a charmed individual has a similar, though somewhat less potent effect. Those who are touched and miss their saving throw versus spell will stand memorized for 20 plus d10 hours. If the effect of either charm is broken, the effect of either charm is broken if the harpy is slain. We could do some harpies. They're normally found near the ocean, but we could call them land harpies or something. What about a siren? No, we don't want a siren. We could do harpy. That could be a problem. That could be one of the issues, that a harpy came in to one of those towns, started singing their song, whole town stood mesmerized. People, harpies had their feast and took off. And the remaining people realized, oh my god, harpy, we're all dead, flee. And Sir Hodrick is like, well, I'm off at this other thing. We'll deal with that when I get back. Whatever, it's not a big deal. And so the people are like, are you kidding me? Suffering. And he pieces out. They've already dealt with displacer beasts. Well, so you got a town. A pack of harpies comes in, 4 or 5 of them, charms everyone who hears their song. The harpies feed on the people until they're full, and then the harpies leave. They're not going to kill everyone in the town. They're going to come back and feed on them later, I think we can do harpy. I think harpy is legit. Harpies hunt all manner of beasts, remaining in an area for as long as the food supply lasts. They are despised and greatly feared by all creatures weaker than themselves. Harpies have a voracious appetite, devouring all manner of men and beasts. They take great delight in torture and frequently kill for pleasure. Slain victims, which harpies do not eat, are simply left to rot. Yeah, so they might kill, eat 3 people each, or 2 people each, or eat a person each. Kill a few more for fun, leave so that they have some more food to come back to later. Typical harpy lair houses about a half-dozen of these wretched creatures. No male harpies have ever been seen, and it seems that harpies can reproduce at will by laying a single egg every other year. Harpies take no care of their young, which live off carcasses and cave vermin until they themselves are old enough to sing and hunt. Harpies have no social structure, frequently quarreling over who gets what part of the victim and when to stop the torturing and start the feasting. Occasionally these quarrels will turn violent, so that one harpy feast has begun with the last minute. So that more than one harpy feast has begun with the last-minute addition of the losing harpy to the menu. Harpies will occasionally agree to cooperate in evil acts with other humanoids. All right, so let's fold these harpies into the storyline somehow. So the wyverns that Sir Hodrick is using were called by the orb. That's how they got here. Sir Hodrick accidentally let some of them loose and they left. I mean, they were called by the orb, but once they were taken too far, they're outside of the orb's reach, and then they betrayed the riders and took off, you know? Similarly, these harpies have been called by the orb from great distances. Now, the orb can't necessarily call and keep all evil creatures, but it can bring things that might be passing nearby to it. So let's say Sir Hodrick used these harpies, and why did he attack one of these towns with them? He attacked one of these towns with the harpies because one in addition to having a pack of wyverns, Sir Hodrick also commands a group of harpies which he has let loose on a town. Why did he let them loose on this town? Revenge against a bully. They misspelled his name in chat. Well, yeah, villages, towns, whatever. What? So what? Why did he have one of these towns destroyed? Oh, so on timeout precipitous. I'll do it myself. Fine. US 20 seconds. Harpies are chaotic evil. Perhaps there's something hidden there. Perhaps he was upset at his recent allowance of troops. He attacked the town because the local maiden rejected his advances. I don't want something that would be so obvious as the local maiden. What does the orb want and why is it controlling him? Is the orb after something? That's a very good question. Maybe the harpies kidnapped someone. Okay, here we go. All right, so Sir Hodrick has been asking this swordsmith to make him a sword, a beautiful, beautiful sword that he'll wants to, like, you know, get enchanted and blah 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 blah. And he has enough power that he could have a wizard enchant a sword for him. You know, it's difficult and time consuming, but he's a powerful enough man that could be done. So he wants the swordsmith to make him the sword, and the swordsmith is Why would the swordsmith refuse to make a sword for him? Be good money. He has to refuse it on principle, something that would piss him off, that would piss off Sir Hodrick. And the only thing that I can think of is that the swordsmith was somehow related to Thorin, and was upset at the fact that he didn't think that Thorin's murderer was that street rat, and was getting all like, no, you have to find the real killer. What's happened to him? And so Sir Hodrick has the harpies attack the town, kidnap the swordsmith. His knights, his personal guard, come, take him, and lock him up in Vantis until he agrees to make the sword. What do the harpies get out of it? The harpies are being semi-controlled by the orb. The orb is evil and malevolent and extends its reach to other evil, malevolent creatures. Harpies are also relatively stupid, like wyverns, and they're more easily controlled. Or maybe the orb would cure the harpies' herpes. It's possible. Why not just send the guard to get the swordsmith? Because it would be too obvious. If he sends his guards to like steal the swordsmith, it links back to him. If these harpies attack the town, and then everyone like comes out of the daze, and oh my god, all these dead people, people are missing, the swordsmith is missing. No one suspects Sir Hodrick. No one suspects it at all. He gets away clean. You know, the harpies drag the swordsmith away to some secluded area where they meet up with the knights, who then, you know, with a bag over his head, bring him back. They are loyal to the point of evil. As I said before, they would kill a king if he asked them to. They believe more in the man than they do in anything else. Okay, so I think that's the story we're going to go with. Smith needs a name. Smith needs a name. We're still unsure about tomorrow. Roleplay tomorrow. Smith's name could be Lunswick, Kame, Rorik. Rorik is something else. Rorik is something out of Game of Thrones. Baelgor, Jagan, Rambrig, Thalamor, Edwin, Allar, Raekwon, Lucian, Brandon, Cater, Aldrich, Edgar, Anvil, Kendrick, Gladwin, Ice, Anvler, Timo. Timo. We'll go with Timo. Excellent. Excellent. So the reason why Thief's misspelled on roleplay's overlay. Did I misspell thief in here? Yeah. I don't do the overlays for roleplay. So if someone misspelled thief in the roleplay overlay, it wasn't me. Great. So the party will hopefully come through, hear about the wyvern, not the wyverns, the harpies, and will try to slay them out of the goodness of their hearts, because the party's actually fairly good. He's a great swordsmith. He could make something wonderful. He's a really, really good swordsmith. And then that sword would later be enchanted by someone else for something else, blah, blah, blah. I'm okay with this. What other possible things could be going on? Because what if we get to Nymark and they decide not to go this way? What if they decide to cut up and then over? What's going on up here? We need to know, we need something, some backup plans in case this path doesn't work out. What's happening in this area? It doesn't have to be related to him. It could be related to nothing. It could be related to... How do I deal with PCs crafting items? I tell them it's a pain in the ass and don't do it until they get to higher levels. Crafting items is difficult, and it's not something that is really... In 2nd edition, crafting items is like a ridiculously hard thing to do, because magic items are supposed to be rare and fantastic, and not just like common everyday things you find everywhere. Which is why you'll notice I make it very difficult for players when they try and purchase magic items, because you shouldn't be able to just buy them outright. In fact, I even regret ever letting them buy items. I think I should have introduced an magic item shop way, way late instead of letting them start near one. I wanted to fill them with a sense of wonder, but instead they got filled with a sense of, oh, this is how things are, rather than, oh, wow, we're starting this crazy, unique place. Wait a minute. Didn't they kill him? Isn't he gone? They were chasing after this red priest ages ago. What was his name? They were chasing after Rezo. Was that his name? Oh, Jesus. So the party started over here in Bormium. They crossed the mountains, came down Solora, Coronis, Cattle Run, Steelholm, Renova, down into here, where they were chasing this evil priest that was trying to summon some undead, and you know, he was doing a bunch of evil stuff, right? That's how they got into this area. And he eventually teleported. He used dimensional portal, or whatever it's called, to escape. Maybe the orb is somehow related back to him. I don't think so. No. I don't want to do that yet. No. We'll do that some other time. But I would like to do... What sort of crazy... Is there some sort of like evil something or other? Dimensional folding, dimensional portal, whatever. I don't want something to just like come by and attack them. I mean, you can do that, but I'd rather have there be something to get more invested in. The hell, land shark? Is that what they're called? No. They have some other ridiculous name, right? I don't know. I've used the name Rezo many times in many different areas. Ah, here we go. A boulette. A boule. Hmm. I don't want to give him a boule. Oh, maybe an Umber Hulk? I haven't ever used an Umber Hulk. But I used to fight them all the time in Angband, so I have a special love for them. TU Umber Hulk. Where is Umber Hulk? Umber Hulk. Here we go. Umber Hulks are powerful subterranean predators whose iron-like claws allow them to burrow through solid stone in search of prey. Umber Hulks are tremendously strong, standing nearly 8 feet tall and over 5 feet wide. Muscles bulge their thickly scaly hides, and their powerful arms and legs carry great claws. They have no necks to speak of, but the head features a powerful maw with rows of triangular teeth and 8-inch mandibles capable of biting down through any hide or bone. Most peculiar of all are the 4 round eyes spaced evenly across Umber Hulk's forehead. Umber Hulks are black, shading to a lighter shade of yellowish gray in the front. Their eyes are mere blackened dots on each side of the smaller coin. Umber Hulks have their own language. They're pretty much subterranean. I don't see why they would ever come up to the surface. There's no reason for them to come up to the surface, but we could do a Thanari? Tanari? No. Cannot do a Tanari. No, no, no. Armor class, 28. Number of attacks, 1 or 2. Special attacks, Darer, Body Flames, Death Throws, and Explosions. You need a +3 weapon to hit them. 70% magical resistance. No Tanari. Maybe. I know it's a little bit cliche what Zircon just posted, but maybe the Harpy was actually up here in Gistin or Vargos or something like that. And one of these guys, this mining town here, dug too deeply, too greedily, blah, 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 blah. A roper? Hmm. Attacks 1. Roper is attacked by shooting strong, sticky strands at opponents. They can shoot a total of 6 strands, 1 per round, as far as 50 feet. Each strand can extend d4 plus 1 times 10 feet and pull up to 750 pounds each time a strand hits, requiring a normal attack roll. The victim must make a saving throw versus poison or lose half its strength. Fractions round down. Strength loss occurs d3 rounds after a hit. It's cumulative for multiple hits and lasts for 2d4 turns. If a roper's prey cannot break free, it is pulled 10 feet closer per round. When it reaches the roper, the creature bites the victim for 5d4 points of damage. Automatic hit against victims held by a strand. The strand can be pulled off or broken by a character who makes a successful open doors roll. The strand can also be cut. It is AC 0 and it must take at least 6 hit points from a single hit of an edged weapon to be severed. Ropers are unaffected by lightning, take only half damage from cold-based attacks. They have a -4 penalty to saving throws versus fire. They are brilliant, chaotic evil. Subterranean. Hmm. I don't know. I'd be down to give them a roper. Or maybe just like, we could just go all Lord of the Rings on them, and if they come down through this town, it's like a mining town that's been overtaken by orcs. People fled across Ice Bridge, which is nice and safe, and down to Windriff, so this town's abandoned because they're afraid of the orcs, but the orcs aren't raiding out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have them, if they come south, this town is overrun by orcs, and everyone knows about it. And if they go north, the Harpies have taken the swordsmith out of Giston. No, we'll have them Vargos. Vargos. Mining city town. Okay, there we go. No, I already had a mad gnome. We can't reuse mad gnomes. Yeah. So they're here. They go north. They get harpy. They go south. They get orcs. There should even be something immediate. Like they're just crossing into this town right now. What's the first adventure they run into while they get in this town? What I want to do is I want to introduce a comical character. I'm going to introduce. I was planning on doing this for roleplay at some point too. Maybe I should just do this for roleplay and ignore it for this. Maybe I shouldn't plan it out in front of you so you guys won't. No, it was going to be like a semi-evil wizard who's just wildly incompetent and can't actually kill anyone properly. Yeah, I don't think roleplay needs it. We're going to do it here. We're going to make a wizard right now, okay? We're going to make a wizard. We're not going to roll his stats in the normal fashion. We're just going to write down his stats. So, why is this not opening? Hello? Thank you. So we're going to save as... we need a name. What's our Ramalad? All right, we'll name him Ramalad. We'll name him Ramalad. So, oops, NPC, Ramalad, race, human, class, red wizard. Size, he's going to be 5'8". He's going to be really scrawny, like 120 pounds, 130 pounds, 20 pounds. Like super skinny, like ridiculously skinny. Let's give him long wispy hair, wispy, and what color? What color? Long red wispy hair. His eyes are going to be deep brown. No. Lawful evil. Chaotic evil. Appearance. Age 22. Be this young guy who's like, I'm gonna get you, and then he just fails over and over and over again. He is right-handed. Important set. We're just gonna give him 9 intelligence, the bare minimum that you need for a wizard. Willpower will be. He's got super high willpower. He's got like 15 willpower, 11 charisma, 6 perception. He's just doesn't notice shit. 5 perception. 10 con. I mean, he's not actually frail to the point of breaking a strong wind, but he just kind of seems that way. Dex can be. I also want him to be clumsy and fumbling, so let's give him like 6 dex, and let's give him 12 strength. All right, so nothing, whatever. We don't have to worry about this shit. None of this stuff matters. Okay. Screw it. Let's fill it out. Let's fill it out anyway. Okay. Where is Player's Handbook? Excellent. Okay, so let's just do this stuff really quickly and get on, get on with the character. Okay, so strength is, we'd allow at what, 12 strength? Is 45, 147, 4%. 6 dex gives us penalty of 1 to your AC. Nothing. What is this? 10 con? 70, 75. Nothing, nothing. Number of languages. 2, 4th level, 35% chance, and 6. Does not apply. Number of henchmen. Number of henchmen at 11 is 400. Actually, I kind of want to make him more charismatic. I want to make him. Yeah, he should be this charismatic failure of a person. There you go. What level is this dude? He's going to be. Four. 5th level. 4th level. He's lower level than the party. Who cares about that stuff? His base is 10, minus 1, AC 9, max HP, was that 4d4? That's really low. 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, and 10 total. +1, +1. Saving throws. Okay, so saving throws are 14, 11, 13, 15, 12. What do you guys... I don't know what you guys are doing. Chat is arguing about whether or not to link a map, I think. Well... Weapons, he'll have a quarterstaff. What is D6? D6, right? Size large, weight is... Just quickly fill this stuff out. You'll need it, Neil. Actually, I'm going to leave these sections blank. I'll fill those in by pencil, so that way I don't have to worry about doing it late. That way they can change if he stays alive and keeps around. Quarterstaff, quarterstaff, quarterstaff. Large, 4 pounds. Bludgeoning, weapon speed, 4. No, you're fairly fast. Okay. 45, 69, 93, 117, 140. Excellent. He speaks common. I need to do something real quick over here. That way we can make him a character and give him character, or give him, what do you call it, spells. Characters. Insert. Player name is, what do we name? Ramalad. Whoops. NPC, Ramalad. Human, red wizard. Size is, what do, 5'8", 120 LB, male, chaotic, evil, age 22, handed right, 12, 6, 10, 9, 15, 16, 5, HP's 10, no, spell level is 2, done. Excellent. So now if we go back here and go to players, we should have Ramalad. Yes, you guys can't see all this stuff. Ha 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 ha. He gets 6 spells per level. He's a generalist wizard, so let's give him 6. Where is Tensor's floating disk? He needs Tensor's floating disk. He should get sleep and suggestion. He should have mount. He should have jump. Jump can lead to some comical shit. Current spells 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he gets 1 more level, right? 1 more spell. Max spells per, yeah, he gets 1 more spell at first level. Maybe Fire Burst or Expeditious Retreat. I think that's a pretty good one. Should we do something else? Oh, Enlarge? Maybe. I don't know. Dancing Lights. $172. What's going on with Dancing Lights? Page 172. Yeah, he should have a. Let's give him Burning Hands. That's also easy to ruin. All right, so he's got Burning Hands. Now second level spells. What ridiculous stuff can we give him here? Web might be fun. Stinking Cloud. Oh, he's got to have Stinking Cloud. Yes. Yes, must have Stinking Cloud. Ride the Wind. Also a ridiculous spell. Pyrotechnics. No. Mirror Image. That could be fun. Invisibility, maybe? How many spells do you have of second level? You only have 3? Yeah, let's give you Invisibility. Maybe Forget. Sounds like fun. Forget. How are we now? Are we at 5? 2, 3, 4, 5. One more second level spell. One more second level spell. What do you guys think? What about Fog Cloud? He doesn't have anything that does that already, right? Excellent. Fog Cloud is perfect. Perfect. All right, so there we go. Now we've got our ridiculous wizard who's going to show up and try and like challenge them to a duel and cast like, you know, jump or something and tries to jump on top of one of them, but like falls to the side and like sprains his ankle or something. He's like, oh, hold on, my ankle sprained. We'll just do ridiculous shit with him. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, there we go. And I think that's who they're gonna run into right away in Nymerk. That's who they're gonna run into. Ramalad. Done. All right, guys, that is it for our episode of Behind the Screen. We should have Mafia happening in an hour and a half. I might kick back and stream a little bit before then, but probably, well, I got to clean up the kitchen. I don't know. This is all for not roleplay. This is all for the live game that I do with my friends. These characters and events will not be in roleplay anywhere. Kitchen needs no cleaning. Fine. You know what, Caney? Fine. I'll stream. Just for you. But that means you have to stay here and watch me stream, Caney. Otherwise, I should be cleaning the kitchen. Bad Caney. Or good Caney. Just Caney. So, yeah. Cool. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to kill the stream and I'll bring it right back up so we can do something fun, and then we'll leave in a bit. Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Good luck. Have fun.